Hey there, it's Ryan Gassaway, franchise consultant and founder of the Franchise Blueprint. If you've ever started exploring franchise ownership, you've probably heard the term FDD, short for Franchise Disclosure Document. It's an important part of the franchise exploration process, but can also be one of the most intimidating if you've never seen one before. In this video, I'm going to break down what the FDD is, why it matters, and how to review it effectively, so you can make informed, confident decisions about your franchise investment. Let's start with what the FDD is and why it exists. The FDD is a legally required document that every franchisor must provide to potential franchisees before they invest. It's designed to protect you as an investor by giving you a clear, detailed picture of the franchise system, the people behind it, and the financial commitments that you'll be making. In plain terms, the FDD is your roadmap for understanding who you're partnering with, what it's going to cost, and what you can expect in terms of support and opportunity. It's not light reading. Most FDDs are a couple hundred pages long, but knowing where to focus will help you separate the noise from what really matters in these documents. Now, every FDD is organized in virtually the same way, into 23 sections, which are referred to as items. So in the table of contents, you will see items 1 through 19, each with a corresponding topic. This table of contents will be identical from franchisor to franchisor. The first few sections of the FDD, items 1 through 4, are generally all about the franchisor's background and their leadership team. This is where you learn about their history, experience, and any legal or financial red flags. You'll want to pay close attention to things like how long the franchisor has been operating and franchising, their experience of their leadership team, any lawsuits involving the company or its franchisees, any bankruptcy history. These sections are going to help you answer questions like, does the leadership team inspire confidence? Are the legal issues one-offs, or is there a pattern of behavior here? Does this franchisor feel stable and trustworthy? Now remember, when you buy a franchise, you're not just buying a business, you're partnering with a brand and a leadership team, and that partnership is everything. Okay, now comes items 5 through 9. These are the financial side. So this is where you'll see not just the initial franchise fee, but you're going to see the complete investment picture. Startup costs like equipment, build out, working capital, ongoing fees such as royalties, marketing contributions, technology fees, any requirements to buy from approved suppliers, and potential markups if there are any. You'll want to look at both the high and the low end of the cost range and make sure it fits your financial comfort zone. I actually recommend people build in some mental funds above and beyond the high end of the investment, just in case. Unexpected costs tend to come up from time to time, and you don't want to be caught unprepared. When reviewing these sections, I want you to ask yourself, do these numbers make sense for my situation? Are the fees consistent with others in the same industry? Do the supplier or product requirements allow flexibility and fair pricing? Now, this is also a very good time to start thinking about funding strategies, SBA loans, retirement rollovers, or other financing options that might make sense for you. It's never too early in the process to start building a picture for how you will fund the business. Okay, the next chunk of items is items 10 through 18, and they tend to cover the operational side of the business. Basically, how the system works day to day. You'll find details about training and ongoing support, territory rights and whether your area is protected, owner participation requirements, restrictions on products or services, renewal, resale, and exit terms. This section will help you answer key questions like, does this business model match my goals and experience? Is the territory truly protected? Can this model operate semi-absentee, or will I need to be hands-on? Are the exit terms fair and flexible? It's really easy to gloss over these sections, but it's where you really see how the business runs and how it will fit into your lifestyle. And these are things that you will certainly want to validate with existing owners later in the process, by the way. Okay, then we get into items 19 through 21, which are more numbers behind the story. Item 19 is optional for franchisors, but most quality franchisors will include some type of financial performance representation, often showing average revenues or profitability of existing locations. Unless they are still relatively new to franchising, in which case it might take them a year or two to compile enough data to actually present in the item 19. Again, you will want to spend time validating these numbers as you get deeper into the process. Items 20 and 21 show the system's health and growth, how many units are opening versus closing, transfers and renewals, and the franchisor's audited financial statements. What you're looking for here is momentum. If the franchise is growing, owners are renewing, and the franchisor's financials looking healthy. That's a great sign. If units are closing or there's inconsistency in the data, that's worth digging into further during your validation calls. And finally, items 22 and 23, and the exhibits. This is where you'll find the actual contracts that you'll be signing. These include the franchise agreement itself, personal guarantees, non-compete terms, if there are any, renewal and transfer clauses, dispute resolution procedures. Keep in mind, these are legal documents, and while they're generally non-negotiable, it's important to fully understand what you're agreeing to. That's why I usually recommend people having a qualified franchise attorney review your FDD and franchise agreement. Not to request changes to it, because the franchisor usually won't allow any changes, but to help you understand it. Okay, so I want to wrap this up with a few simple best practices that I share with every candidate during this stage. First, take your time. You're required by law to have the FDD for at least 14 days before signing anything. Most times it comes much sooner than that, but use that time wisely. Second, validate. Talk to multiple existing franchise owners and ask how reality compares to what's in the FDD. In the real world, we do deal with variances. All owners are going to have their own unique experiences. What's important is that you're not hearing drastic detractions from the FDD consistently across the board. Third, get legal guidance. A franchise attorney can clarify terms, highlight risks, and make sure you're fully informed. I can refer you to a qualified attorney if you like. And fourth, focus on alignment. Numbers matter, but so does fit. Choose a franchise that aligns with your goals, values, and lifestyle. So this stage isn't about, rushing to a decision. It's about building confidence in the one that you eventually make. The franchise disclosure document can feel overwhelming, but when you know where to focus, it becomes a tool for making a smart investment. Now, if you're reviewing an FDD now or you're getting close to that stage, I'd be happy to help walk you through it and highlight what to look for based on your goals. My services come at no cost, and you can schedule a call with me using the link in the description. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.